This video is designed to be a revision video, so it's going to be a fast-paced walkthrough. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments section. In this video, I'm going to get a passing grade 4. Let's get straight into it. Right, 6,184 to the nearest 100. That's going to be 6,200. Write 0.7 as a fraction, that's 7/10. Change 9 metres into centimetres, so we times by 100 and we get 900. Simplify 3 times 4t. 3 times 4 is 12, so 12t. Here is a list of numbers. One of these numbers is a multiple of 25, so that's 100. Sherry has a fair ordinary dice. She rolls a dice once. On the probability scale, mark with a cross the probability she gets a 7. So that's impossible on a fair dice. On the probability scale, mark with a cross the probability she gets an even number. So with our even numbers, we have 2, 4 and 6. So it's 3 out of 6, which is a half. Here is a triangle. The triangle is accurately drawn. Measure the length of AC. So this line here. Now this is dependent on your print size, but on the original it's 9.3 centimetres. Measure the angle B using, that's 106. Here is a different triangle. QP equals QR. So this line is the same length as this line. Write down the mathematical name for this triangle. So that's an isosceles. The diagram shows 3 motorway services P, Q and R on a road map. The map has a scale of 1 centimetre equals 4 kilometres. Work out the distance from P to R. So if I measure that, this one is 8 and this one is 16. So P to R is 24 centimetres. We know our scale is 1 centimetre is 24. So we've times that by 24. So we times this by 24 and we get 96 kilometres. Here are the first 5 terms of a sequence. Write down the next. So what is happening? We are adding 5, adding 5, adding 5. So 23 add 5 gives me 28. Write down the ratio of the second term to the fourth term. So the second term is 8, the fourth term is 18. And it says give the ratio in its simplest form. So we can divide both of those by 2 and get 4 to 9, and that is our ratio. The graph can be used to find the cost of parking a car in a car park for up to 12 hours. Use the graph to find the cost of parking a car for 4 hours. So if I take this up here and across, the cost is £6. Justin drives into the car park at 8 o'clock in the morning. When he drives out, he has to pay £9. So if he has paid £9, if we go across here, is 6 hours. So he arrived at 8 AM, he stayed for 6 hours, so that's 2 PM. The table shows information about the weights of people in a hotel lift. Show the total weight of the people is less than 1,200. So we have one person at 40, so the total there is 40. We have 2 people at 50, so that's going to be 100. We have 4 people at 60, so that's 240. We have 5 people at 70. So that's 350. We have 3 people at 80, so that's 240. And we have 1 person at 90. So if we add those all up, we get 1,060, which is less than 1,200. Shape A is reflected in the mirror line to give shape B. On the grid, draw the mirror line. So we're going 1 across, 2 across, 1 down, 1 down. So the line is going to be here. Going through this point here and you would use a ruler, unlike me, to draw your line. Alex is asked to reflect shape P in the x-axis. Here is what is done. What has he done wrong? So he hasn't reflected in the x-axis, he's reflected in the y-axis. So he's reflected in the y-axis instead of the x-axis. Quick interruption. I've made a free checklist of the 100 skills you need to learn to get a grade 4 and pass Foundation GCSE Maths. You just print it, tick the skills you know, circle the ones you don't know, and suddenly you've got a clear step-by-step plan to get to a grade 4. To grab it, click the first link in this video's description now, and I'll send you the 100 skills checklist for free. All right, back to the video. There are 50 teachers in a school. This is 1/16 of the total number of people in the school. What is the total number of people? So if 1/16 equals 50, then we just do 50 times 16, which gives us 800. Packets of sweets are put into boxes. Each packet is a cuboid, 80 by 60 by 20. Each box is a cuboid, 72 by 48 by 24. Work out the greatest number of packets that can be put in each box. So if we look at the box, first of all, so the volume of the box is 72 times 48 times 24. 72 times 48 times 24, which equals 82,944 centimetre cubed. Now if we look at the packet, the volume of the packet is 80 times 60 times 20, which equals 96,000. That's millimetres cubed. So to get that into centimetre cubed, we need to divide that. So we get 96 centimetre cubed. Calculate the number of packets that can fit in each box. So we know the volume of the box is 82,944. The volume of the packet is 96. So we divide that on our calculator. We get the answer 864. Here's a fair ordinary dice and a fair 8-sided spinner. Charlie throws the dice once and spins the spinner once. Is Charlie more likely to get a number less than 3 on the dice or greater than 5? So his chance of getting a number less than 3, so that is only 1 or 2, so that's 2 out of 6 on the dice. For the spinner, to get a number greater than 5, so you could have 6, 7 or 8, so that's 3 out of 8 on the spinner. Now which number is bigger? So we can do a quick method here. 2 times 8 is 16, 6 times 3 is 18, so this one is bigger, so he's more likely to get it on the spinner. Paulo drives an average speed of 56 kilometers per hour for 1 hour 45. So a quick speed, distance, time triangle. Speed of 56, time for 1 hour 45. Now we need to put that into hours. So that's 1 hour and 45 out of 60. So 1 and 45 out of 60. Now we're going to times those two together. Don't forget to use your fraction button. And the answer is 98. There are 3 cinemas, A, B and C. The mean number of seats per cinema is 380. There are 350 seats in cinema A and 250 in cinema B. Work out the number of seats in C. So if the mean number is 380 and we have 3 cinemas, that gives us a total of 1,140. We know there are 350 in A and 250 in B. So that gives us a total of 600. So the total number in Cinema C is going to be 1040, take away 600, which gives us the answer of 540. Asher buys 180 cans of cola. The cans are sold in packs. There are 12 cans in each pack, and each pack costs £3. Work out the total cost. So if he's buying 180 cans and they're in packs of 12, we divide that by 12, and we need 15 packs. Each pack costs £3, so 15 times 3 gives us a total price of £45. Ethan buys a box of 24 cans of lemonade for £7. There are 330 millilitres of lemonade in each can. Work out the cost of 100 millilitres. So first of all, we need to find the price of one can. So that's going to be £7 divided by 24, which equals 0.2916 for one can. There are 330 millilitres of lemonade, so 330 in one can equals that price, to 0.2916. So to get 100, we need to divide that. 100 divided by 330 and times it by 0.2916, which gives us the answer of 0.0883. Now we want the cost to the nearest penny. So to the nearest pence, let's change this into pence. That's going to be 8.883. So to the nearest pence, it's going to be 9 pence. 240 people work at a factory. Of these, 150 have a car. So I can put that straight in. 150 have a car. Now, if 150 have a car, 240 take away 150 gives me 90 that do not have a car. Now, it tells us that 110 have a bicycle. So have a bicycle, this one and this one together must equal 110. And it tells us 65 people who have a bicycle do not have a car. So do not have a car, have a bicycle is 65, which means this one must be 110 take away 65, which is 45. 150 take away 45 gives me 105, and 90 take away 65 gives me 25. What percentage of the 150 people who have a car, so it's out of 150, we're looking at this one here, also have a bicycle? So that's 45. Now that's a fraction. We want it as a percent, so we just times that by 100 to make it into a percent, and we get 30%. Before you click off, if Foundation GCSE Maths still feels like this huge confusing topic, I've made something that will help. I've put together a free checklist of the 100 skills you need to learn to get a grade 4 pass in Foundation GCSE Maths. You just print it, tick the skills you know, circle the ones you don't, and straight away you've got a clear step-by-step plan to get that grade 4. To get it, click the 100 skills checklist link in this video's description. Now enter your details and I'll send you the 100 skills checklist for free, so you can start using it today. Thanks for watching.